We're joined here with president of country music label MDM Recordings, Mike Denny. So excited for you and MDM Recordings because you guys have a new initiative for Indigenous artists here in Canada, the Henry Armstrong Award. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, we announced the public announced earlier on this week on Wednesday and opened up the website. It's a brand new bursary and mentorship program for Indigenous artists in Canada, regardless of a genre of music. The portal for this will open up on April 19th for a 4-week period, closing on May 13th, 2022. From there, we have a whole group of people in the Canadian music industry who will help us jury the submissions. And our goal is to announce the first winner on National Indigenous Peoples Day on June 21st, 2022. So it's
That's so
pretty exciting.
exciting. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so excited for you guys. Keep them busy with this, that's for sure. What made you decide to do something like the Henry Armstrong Award?
Yeah, I think from my point of view, it was just trying to turn a negative into the positive. So the idea of this was hatched on the initial evening of the discovery of the 215 children in Kamloops. And I am Indigenous. My mother is Lower Mohawk. And growing up as a child, she never talked about, to us, she never mentioned Indigenous. She was trained to not talk about being Indigenous. And I always thought that was kind of weird, but I never really knew how to probe further. And one of the things that she did say that always stuck in my mind was, as a young girl, if somebody walked up to me on the street and asked me if I was Indigenous, I said I was any nationality but Indigenous. So when the 215 children were discovered, it had a really profound effect on me. It was like, oh, okay, this answers a few questions for me, and allowed me to open up conversations with my mother. But as I was reflecting on it, like how this can happen or how this can even happen in Canada, because we have this pristine image around the world, and there's a lot of work that's got to be done. So I was like, my mind just shifted from negativity to, okay, I can't change the past, but as an Indigenous business leader, what can I do with the Rolodex of people that I know that might be able to make a change here and make a change for the better? And that's where this was hatched. That was a year ago, April, too.
Wow. So
First
this
came
has
up with
been
it.
a long time coming then for you with the whole process of everything for the Henry Armstrong Award.
Yeah, it was. There's a lot of people. I came up with the idea, but we have a committee of people who are behind me in all facets of the music industry who have really helped shape what this award is, what this bursary is, what the mentorship program is. I didn't want to just give somebody a check for $10,000 and never hear from them again. I really want to try and elevate the winner's career. So basically what we'll do is we will divide the payment into 2 payments. They'll get $5,000 when the winner is announced. And then over the next 12 months, they will move into a mentorship program with all the different people within MDM Recordings. Spend some time with myself, with Donna Merrill, with our radio promotion team, our media publicity team, our social media marketing team, digital strategists. At the end of it, my hope is then I'm going to give them obviously a second check for $5,000, but my hope is that they are well more educated and well more versed in terms of how to continue to move their career forward within the Canadian music industry, not just the Indigenous music scene.
No, definitely. It's a lot of great helping hands, too, to get everybody involved with this, too, because there is just so many moving parts when it comes to being an artist.
Yeah, it takes a village. I look at the MDM Recordings camp, and under the umbrella of MDM Recordings is 16, 17 people that are working every single day to try and make sure that we're doing everything we can for the artists. So understanding that a lot of independent artists don't have that, quadruple that by the number of Indigenous artists that just don't have access to the tools that they need to educate themselves about the music business and how to move their career forward. So my hope is that this is step one, getting the word out there. Step two is opening the portal. Step three is making the first award. And then step four is the mentorship program, just to see where we land. It's $10,000. That's my own personal money that I'm putting into it. But my goal over the next 5 to 7 years is to grow that financial amount to $100,000. Whether we award that to one individual Indigenous artist, or whether we offer it out to 10 Indigenous artists at $10,000, we'll get there when we get there. Slow and steady wins the race. But for year one, we're so excited to get that announced out on Wednesday, earlier on this week, and the response has been unbelievable in terms of the excitement centered around what we're trying to do here.
Definitely. And of course, too, the name for the Henry Armstrong Award, it's actually paying homage to your family, right?
Yes, it is. We were, Tiffany, who's kind of my right-hand person here at the label, when we were talking one night, she's like, well, you got to come up with a name. And I was like, I have no idea. And she said, she just blurted out, like, what was your grandfather's name? I said, Henry. She said, what was your mother's maiden name? And I said, Armstrong. It goes, the Henry Armstrong Award. And I was like, amazing. And we knocked it off in about 5 minutes. So yes, it is for my grandfather and for my mother. Yeah, it's great to I'm just really excited to get this out there and have their name attached to it as well too.
So how can people submit themselves to this award?
Yeah, so right now the website is open. You can go to the website. It's henryarmstrongaward.ca. There's a bunch of little tabs there and information that you can get to prepare to submit. The submission portal will open on April the 19th. As I mentioned earlier, you go to the website, it's there. You submit your music. We didn't make it easy, but we didn't make it difficult. You will have to do a little bit of work because we are serious in terms of what we want to do and the artists that we want to attract. So there are some questions that are there that'll need to be filled out, in addition to the normal stuff, a couple of videos, bios, and music, and all the rest of that stuff. But that happens on April the 19th.
And again, it's open to all music genres, right?
That is correct. We wanted to cast the biggest net that we possibly could, across Canada. And we felt that by offering it out to all Indigenous music artists, regardless of genre, was the way to go.
Well, we cannot wait to see with everything here with the Henry Armstrong Award. So excited for you with this. I know it's going to open so many doors to so many careers for Indigenous artists here in Canada.
Yeah, we are super stoked. And I thank you for giving me a platform to get the word out there. Thank you.